This is stupid. This is so fucking stupid. It's laziness. It's laziness, but it's also something that's important. So the tower, I have 700 parts on the tree, and I did the tower a year before I started 700 parts. So in total, we have over 3,000 parts of the tower. I'm not even kidding. I'm not gonna put them all on TikTok. Why? Because TikTok asked me to. First of all, TikTok will only allow you up to an hour. So I'm playing the tower 6 hours a day. I only do 6 videos. Also on TikTok, right? If I put it on TikTok, then I have to calculate storage for both for YouTube and TikTok. And then most of my days are winning that my space do. So most of the time what I do, and this is kind of self-sabotage, but it's actually smart. So when I do a video outside, it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. Something that I have to quit. I'll make an hour video. Well, no, that's not true. I'll make an hour videos. For example, I'll make a video that's 20 minutes, 40 minutes. I'll do an hour, 40 minutes, because why? I want to have the 3 towers. But I also want to have this video that's recording, and I want to have this video that's recording the nature part. I'm going to do 6 videos, 5 videos at the same time. Which is a lot, but hey, this is how I choose to do things. And because I chose to do things like that, then this is what's going to happen. Is it the right thing to do? No. Is it the wrong thing to do? Possibly. Do I give a shit? I do give a shit. But in a sense of... Then he texted me. The guy was supposed to unblock. Text me. Said, oh, I didn't even do anything. And again, this is... This is technically, this is the case. Yeah, the guy I was supposed. No, I'm so sorry. The guy that asked me to get unbanned today wrote to me. I didn't do anything. So, there's a case to be made. If you feel like, if you don't feel like you're doing something wrong, then you're not doing something wrong. If somebody told you that punching somebody is mean, and if you punch somebody, you wouldn't know that it's mean. Look at babies. And again, this is very far-fetched. This is a very crazy story. Look at babies. Babies, they play rough. They'll hit you, right? It's nature. It's human nature. As parents, you're like, no. Don't hit him. That hurts. Don't hit people, right? Don't hurt people. Don't put your hands on the stove. Don't touch fire. Don't put something metallic in the outlet. You learn that. As a kid, you don't know that's bad, right? If somebody told you that's bad, you're gonna do it because it's human nature. Look at dogs, look at animals. They play rough. We call it play fighting. Play fighting is super important. A lot of animals do play fighting. You see kids doing play fighting, you see babies doing play fighting. You see brothers and sisters do that. Yeah, I guess you see that. And it's again, it's because you live. So this person doesn't feel like you did anything wrong. Because if you didn't feel anything wrong, you don't understand. Well, it depends. You don't understand or you don't comprehend the principle that, okay, I did something wrong. And can you blame them for that if you don't think that they did something wrong? I don't know. For spreading tin, I feel like the problem we have is with the videos. Because, okay, I was talking about the tower weekend. So because I don't want to put it on TikTok, I'll do it on purpose. And this is lazy as fuck, but I don't care. I'll do like an hour, 2 minutes. I'll do an hour, 3 minutes. As long as I don't have to put it on TikTok, I'm happy. As long as I don't have to put it on TikTok, I'm happy. I'm the ass again by Mosquito. Understand? So yeah, so this is the main plot of laziness. But then, in a day like today, I have to do 3 hours. Or like yesterday. Well, when I come in, there's a nice. This morning we did a video. This morning was sunrise. I made a video. I didn't care how long the video was, as long as it's more than 1 hour. Why? For the tower. And then there's also games that I'm playing. And the game that I'm playing is are Gundam, which we're gonna take a break from, and Blood and Soul, which are really good games. gonna take a break because I'm speedrunning the story. I did 3 seasons and 2 weeks. Just screening the TV. Let me show you something cool. Literally outside. Literally outside in the same TV. Yes, the apartment's a mess. Okay, I understand. I know. I'm tired. I'm talking about how tired I am. I'm straight up apartment. So yeah, so it's a bit of a so the game that I'm playing, the mobile game. So it is somewhat marketing, somewhat did you hear me? Somewhat marketing, somewhat of a bad plot. So what I'll do is a game. By the way, I'm gonna do another video where I'm deadly against Fortnite's latest thing. So Fortnite's latest thing is buy now, pay later. They're gonna create a credit base. So for example, you wanna buy this skin, you'll pay it later. We trapped a mosquito in the window. Hopefully it doesn't go out. Which is horrible. With mobile game, what they'll do is because you got your mobile on you, they'll do your dailies. The dailies take 20 minutes, 40 minutes to do. Then you play multiple games that multiple days to do. Then I need to do them dailies because then it feels like I don't play the game. And again, when you're recording content, it's a bit more complicated if you're not. Like for example, right? I used to play this game. Don't you go break the chain? To go break the chain was amazing. I loved to go break the chain. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And it was one of the popular series that I did because I was the only person that covered it. Right? What did I stop then? Because I did the dailies. So what I did is it feels so good. What do you think this? Don't use this, please. This is bad behavior. It's not a mosquito. I don't care. So what they would do is the game was kind of new. What they did was they came in and they were like, "Yo, we're gonna be doing some events that are similar, not the same, but similar." And then because this game is kind of new, people didn't try the event because the player base was so little that okay. So for example, right, you're showing a show, or you're showing a movie, and you chose a bad time to show it. You chose a day where there was a UFC fight, and people didn't watch it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna show it again. First of all, you pay for the right. Second of all, it's complex actually. Is that something bad? I don't think it's bad. I think it's bad. You want your game to shine, so when you have a good ID, you want people to take advantage of the ID. And if you don't feel like people take advantage of the ID, no. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of insane. But coming back to the story, cause for sure it's already holy shit. So the dailies, you have to do them. You have to do them. And when you do them, even though it's 45 minutes, you end up playing an hour. Because again, I'm allowed an hour on TikTok, so I'm gonna do an hour. The same penalty of the tower would be opposite. So instead of doing 5 parts, I'll do 2 parts of an hour. Instead of doing 5 parts of 40 minutes, I'll do 2 parts of an hour. Which is kind of similar. So technically 4 parts of 40 minutes is 160, which is an hour to 40. No, 2 hours 40, sorry. Versus 2 hours, right? But then you do it twice, so you do it 4 hours. And then you don't stream. The reason that you didn't stream is because the game you're playing, there's no dailies, there's no incentive to go. Well, technically no. Fortnite have dailies. Technically, Fortnite would be an incentive, but apart from that, you don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. And it's nice. It's nice. It was really nice. Because it's not. I feel like I'm working less. If there's more content management, there's more. For example, when I used to work at PCT, I didn't do nature porn. I didn't do nature porn at all. When I was working at PCT, this is what I'm trying to say also. When I was working at PCT, I was doing 40 hours a week. So the content was kind of divided because don't make it away part. Sorry about this. Part 2, the phone overheated. So not my fault. When I was working at PCT, part 2 of Spenton, on this 3rd July 2005. Intro, not my forte. So when I was working at PCT, I had a schedule, and it was a job that was very physical, so I was tired. So even then, this is the crazy part. Even then, that I worked 8 hours, even if we did 2 hours of content, I still felt like I had a mistake. Which again is illegal, but yet it is completely fine if I don't answer. Because he saw me a couple times with music, and he's like, okay, well, he's not answering because he didn't hear me. I'm gonna go in because he didn't hear me. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the chain off. I can't go in. You open the door, we can't open the lock. If I have to do this, I have to do this. So with PCT, it was more so a question of energy, more so than planning and will, you know? It was more so. And even then, there's a couple more perspectives. At PCT, I had social interaction. I was talking to people. I was talking to a lot of people and talking a lot to people. So when I came back home, I didn't have this need of social. I had this need of social, which is a bad one. You know that you can't charge more than 100%. Well, this time you can overcharge. But not only that, is the fact that I'll need social media. And your body has needs. And if those needs are social media, it is social media. An addiction, but it's still social media. For example, I'm used to watching an hour of shorts a day. If I don't watch an hour of short, it's because my day's missing something. Routine is important. Routine is really hard to do when you have a job that's not stable. You know? And then, money has been a big issue. Money has been a big issue because on weeks I work a lot, some weeks I don't work a lot, some weeks I barely work. So whenever I have money extra, I'm always afraid, I'm gonna have to spend it next week. Or whenever I have a week where I work less, I'm like, I'm okay with money because I have savings from last week's paycheck, but I didn't want to use them. I don't think, well, that's not true. I don't think people are spending their paycheck week per week. That's not true. A lot of people live paycheck per paycheck. A lot of people make bad decisions. You know? One of those people. One of those people. See, my father and my mom knows I'm broke. They know that I'm having financial difficulty. So this whole thing about the testament, the will, they're not gonna say it, but it's mostly a fear that I'm gonna spend the money and like this. You understand? It's more so like this. It's more so this. And this is that. This is really bad. Because the reality is, am I good with money? Possibly. I do spend a lot. But then, last year, I spent a lot because it was for content. It wasn't me buying stuff, it was content for you guys. Funko Pop, games, food. Like I used to do, and this is crazy, I used to do one day out of 1 week, once per week, DoorDash. It was $100 every single time. That's $400 per month. That's $4,800 per year. $4,800. That's a lot. But then you don't think about that, you know? And you're like, okay, well, I go to the restaurant once a week. Not that much. Yeah, but if you order like prime steak or if you order caviar, doesn't matter how often you go, it's how much you spend that matters. You're gonna have this person who will buy every single day, go to the restaurant every single day, and they'll buy a sandwich. A sandwich is $5. They're still spending less than a person that spent $100, right? My parents with the money, a bit worried. They think that I'm not able to manage a oh my god. They think I'm not able to manage a budget. But the budget itself is a bit odd. It's a bit odd. Because the budget itself is more so a case of budget itself is more so a case of, how can I say that? Money. If you're making $100,000 per year, you're going to have a better budget then. And a better budget then. If you have $10,000 per year. And then my father said something that really resonated with me. He said, I don't know. He said, I know you're good with money because he said, I know how much you're making. And he said, which is for him a big compliment. He said, I don't know how you manage per month to survive. So either he thinks I'm selling drugs, or he thinks that I'm good with money. But then when you ask him, you say, well, Stefan, you didn't work a lot in your life. Now the question is, does he see making content as work? If he doesn't see it as making content, all the days and nights of making content are worthless. Now, that's not an excuse because they've been making content for 4 years. I entered the job market at 20, which was 12 years ago. So 4 years is not a lot. But if he doesn't feel like I'm working, even though I am working, then it's perception of he's just gonna use the money to chill around and sit on his ass. You know? My mom, she's a bit more aware of, they're very different. My dad values hard work, and my mom values money. But she doesn't value money as in she's a gold digger. She's not an amazing woman. But it's more so the case of, are you able to survive every single month? My mom, I'm gonna survive, she doesn't care. She'll be like, you're able to survive, you're good. And you'll see, my mom, she's more aware of how much time I put in, how much work I put in, you know? But it's just that she's worried that I'm not gonna make it. She's worried that I'm gonna have debt, and shit like that. This is a true story, I never told this. My mom was really like, Mama Bear, you guys know that. So when I opened my first account, right? And this is a story that I'm kind of embarrassed to say. I'm really embarrassed to say. I told this story a lot of times, but I never told you the entire story. You guys remember when I told you the story? Okay, so basically, my mom, she was very Mama Bear, and she had access to my account. To deposit money, but also to deposit money. Right? But then, at the time I wasn't talking to her because we were in a fight. I was done. I need to edit myself because I was hurting people. Blah 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 blah. And then she saw the. You guys remember when I told you the story about the July 2018 when I didn't have enough to pay the rent? I didn't have enough to pay food. So again, very small recap. It is the 21st, 23rd of I don't know if it's June or July, I don't remember. 2018. And